Right, very good morning to everybody, and you all are welcome. Assalamu alaikum, Vanakkam, and Aibowan. I am Amin Muhammad from Zonal Education Office, Kaluthore. From today, we are starting a new program that the revision for your all lesson, including lesson uh, 1 to grade 10 all lesson and grade 11 lessons. Actually, it is not a complete discussion of the lesson, as you know that you all have studied this lesson in your school, but here through this lesson we are going to explain you that how to understand the important things of all the lessons. Okay, uh, actually we are today starting from that unit 1 of grade 10. Next week we hope to discuss unit 2. One of my colleague Mr. Sudharan from Nigambu will discuss that one. Day by day the resource person will be changed, not alone me, and we hope to give you a good service. You know that this is free of charge, no need to pay, because of it is a program of zonal education office. And I am requesting you, if you have any problem when I am explaining you, if you don't understanding something or anything, you can ask from me by the chat. In a certain point I'll give the chance to open your mic and everything, uh, right? Up to that one, you are not allowed to open, because of that, for the management purposes, that we have certain time we are blocking those things. Otherwise, definitely I will give the chance to ask any question from you in a certain time. Uh, Dear students, and English medium students are suffer with lot of problem than Sinhala and Tamil medium, because that those students don't have that opportunity. Even in Guru Gadara program, they don't. There is no English medium lessons, and also that you know that you have less opportunities. That's why we decided to focus on English medium. That's why we decided to focus on English medium on this lesson. Today we are starting a new lesson. That means your unit 1 of your lesson, the chemical basis of life. Chemical basis of life. You know that we are divide the chemical compounds into two, right? We are divide the chemical compound into two. What are those two is organic compound and inorganic compound. Can you understand what I'm saying? There are two compounds, the chemical basis of life. We divide into two: organic compound and inorganic compound. What is organic compound? Today, know we today in the country that our president talking about organic fertilizer. You know that the term organic is very familiar with us. Today we are discussing about organic fertilizer. What is organic compound? What is organic compound? Okay, then organic compound is a compound that any compound that with carbon and hydrogen. If carbon and hydrogen is present in the compound, we call it as organic compound. Right? In 1 minute. Hello. What is organic compound? That you should understood what are the meaning of the organic compound. The organic compound are compound that with carbon and hydrogen. If any compound with carbon and hydrogen is called as organic compound. And also, uh, what is inorganic compound? The inorganic compound are not such a definition is not there. Certain inorganic compound may be contained with carbon and hydrogen. Then you will learn it about in grade 11. There is a subject organic chemistry in last that about what is the organic compound and everything. Okay, but here uh, you should know that organic compounds are the compounds with carbon and hydrogen is known as organic compound. The inorganic compound are that compound that right or wait for a while. I'll mute my in aeroplane mode. Okay, right now it is common in our body. There are some compounds are organic compound, some compound are organic compound, and some compound are inorganic compound. Through this lesson we are going to learn about biomolecules. Through this lesson we are going to learn about biomolecules, right? Now what is biomolecules? What is biomolecules? Biomolecules are organic compound. Now always remember that organic compound mean it has carbon and hydrogen as a main element. Some other things are there, oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, some other elements are there. Okay. Now organic compounds that build up the living body of living matter is known as biomolecules. Sometime in your structure paper, they may be asked, what do you mean by biomolecules? Biomolecules are initially you have to mention those are organic compound. Those are organic compound that build up the living bodies. The organic compounds are build up the living bodies, right? And living matter. There are two things: living bodies or living matter are known as biomolecules. Always remember that the biomolecules are organic compound, not inorganic compound, and also it build up living body or living matter is known as the biomolecules. They are mainly we discuss there are several types. Number one, carbohydrate. protein, lipids, and nucleic acids. The main four biomolecules are carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acid. In this lesson, we have already learned that what is carbohydrate, what is protein, what is lipids, what is nucleic acid, and everything. Therefore, it is very important to know the biomolecules are organic compound which build up the living matter or living body. Right. Right. First, we will discuss one by one. We have to learn about carbohydrate, we have to learn about proteins, we have to learn about lipids, and we have to learn about amino acids. Right? And now we will discuss carbohydrate. What is carbohydrate? We all know from our grade 4, from the basic science, the carbohydrates, the main elemental composition of our body is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate contain mainly following elements: carbon, hydrogen, contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. These three elements are main composition of carbohydrate: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, give me 1 minute. Right. So what are the main elements of carbohydrate? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. We will discuss later. The proteins are not unlike that one. There are some different in protein, and lipids it as well as, right. Always the ratio between the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. For I'll tell you, C6H12O6. This is what? Glucose. How many carbons are there? 6. How many hydrogens are there? 12. How many oxygens are there? 1 is to 2 is to 1. If you, according to the mathematics, we can finalize that one. How? 1 is to 2 is to 1. They're carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right? And also the common formula is there, CxH2OY. It's a common, you know that one, you already have studied. Always remember, hydrogen oxygen combination is in carbohydrate, always it is 2 is to 1. 2 is to 1. Hydrogen oxygen combination is 2 is to 1. The common molecular formula I already have given. The what is carbohydrate mean? You know that we are eating lot of things. We are having bread and banana, and look at that diagram. They are all most of the food we are having is carbohydrate. You know that large amount of carbohydrate is not good for our healthy life. Always in our food there must be certain amount of protein and certain amount of lipids. But the problem is that the cheapest food in our country and all over the world is carbohydrate. There are people, the most of the people prefer to eat carbohydrate food. One of the reason is that it is cheap and tasty. You know, like kottu rotis and paratas and everything, you like it very much because of the taste of that flour and everything. But it is much, certain amount of carbohydrate is necessary for our body, but large amount of carbohydrate is not good, right? We divide the carbohydrate into three, right? This division is very important. This division is very important. What are the three main carbohydrate? Monosaccharides, okay, and disaccharides and polysaccharide. You know that your home is built up with bricks. Our body is built up with cell. You already have studied in unit 6. Now, what is that? You should understood. You should understand that like that one, all the carbohydrate basic unit is monosaccharides. There are main three monosaccharides. Those are, one is glucose, fructose, and galactose. There are three main monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, and galactose. All three, the chemical formula is same, C6H12O6. Always remember, the chemical formula for the glucose is C6H12O6, as well as the chemical formula for the uh, fructose is also C6H12O6, And chemical formula for the galactose is also C6H12O6. You may be asked how three compound can come to one chemical formula. There are small differences. There are small differences. They are not large differences are there. There are small differences are there. Okay. Now you should realize that the glucose and fructose and galactose, now those are uh, right. Second one is those are monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are the basic unit of carbohydrate. Monosaccharides are basic units of carbohydrate. Next one is disaccharides. The next one is disaccharides. Maltose, sucrose and lactose. Maltose, sucrose and lactose. Look at that one. What is disaccharides? Give me 1 minute, please. Right, one student asked me that at what time class is finished. That means that class will be over around 9:15, 9:30, like that one. Maximum we are going to discuss this unit, and right. I think you maybe have some other classes on this time. No problem. I send the YouTube link with this YouTube link with this use Zoom link. Then after, if you fail to attend this class, later time you can watch this lesson. Not only today's lesson, in coming lesson you can watch. Therefore, you don't need to cut other classes, and you can join. But it is better to join to the live classes, because you can ask any questions. This unit is much hard, not hard, no, but other units, the unit 1 and unit 3 and physics units are there, chemistry units are there. You may have a lot of problems. Then you can ask any question, because we are responsible to you, help you. That then better to use, but better to come to the live classes rather than watching from the YouTube classes. Okay. Now uh, look at that one. What is disaccharide? When disaccharide means, you see, di mean in science, that the mono means single. Always remember, in science mono means single. The di mean two. Di mean two. Disaccharides. Disaccharide mean two monosaccharides. Understood what I am saying? The glucose plus glucose at a certain disaccharide is there. Maltose is there. Glucose plus fructose, sucrose is there. That means when more than when two monosaccharide combine, it is called as disaccharide. What is polysaccharide? What is polysaccharide? The polysaccharide, right? Uh, right. Someone asks what about the timetable and everything, and I'll give the I'll give the my phone number end of the class. Then you can ask any question through my WhatsApp messages. Uh, uh, that what is the time, and normally we fixed into 8:30 Thursday, or every Thursday. Today we are doing 8 o'clock because of that. Uh, from next week, all Thursday there is a revision class will be here, 8:30. You can join. You know how to. I think I'll post the link to your groups, all the single and Tamil medium groups. uh, then our director is posting this link to the single and medium group. Your teacher, your school teacher, will give the link to you. But some international schools students also there. We are welcome those students also, because all our students, we need to support them. and the link will be come through your class teacher, or a subject teacher, or sometime from your principal, like that one. Okay. uh, I am not authorized to share the link to you directly. Then you must get it from your teacher, right? And also, I'll give you my WhatsApp number. You text me, these lessons are not clear for us, explain further, like that one. Definitely, in future, in our lessons, we are considering your request. Sometime grade 11 students don't have great idea about some lesson. You are struggle with some lesson, definitely we are help you. Not, don't text it now. I'll give the number. Okay. I'll give you the number and everything. You can ask any problem with us. Right. Now I am discussing with you children that carbohydrate dividing into three: monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharides. Okay. Now it is very important to know, right? There are three monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, and galactose. Disaccharides mean, then two disaccharides mean two monosaccharides are joined to form a disaccharide. As I mentioned earlier, di mean three, tri mean di mean two, tri mean four, tetra mean four, like that. Tri mean three, tetra mean four, penta mean five. You will study these things in grade 11 organic chemistry. Polysaccharides are large amount of monosaccharides are formed polysaccharide. For example, I'll give you, we know starch. Starch formed with combination of 200, okay, but molecules, 200 glucose molecule. One starch molecule is formed by 200 glucose molecule. For example, like that one, cellulose. You know, the cellulose is the main part of the plant cells. Glycogen, you will learn in, I said, in grade 11 students already have learned about that. Glycogen is stored in, excess amount of glucose is stored in your liver and muscles by influence of insulin. Excess amount of glucose is stored, that is glycogen. All are biomolecules, because that is very close to our life, right? Then I'll explain it again. Carbohydrate divide into three: monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. There are three monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, and galactose. Disaccharides are three: maltose, sucrose, and lactose. Not three, actually we are studying three, right? Polysaccharides are starch, cellulose, or glycol. There are some other polysaccharides also there, but main groups are these. Okay, right. What is monosaccharides? There is another name for the monosaccharide, is simple sugar. The name very, very sweet. The simplest sugar and most basic unit of a carbohydrate. I have in your, that there's a picture in your screen, that look at, those are the molecular structure of monosaccharides. Though it is glucose and fructose and galactose are same molecular formulae, it has small differences. You don't need to study it in now. You will study biochemistry in A levels. You will study how it is changing and everything. You don't need to worry about it in O level. Okay. Then monosaccharides are, you always remember, those are simple sugar. Is the simplest form of sugar and most basic units of carbohydrate. Most basic unit of carbohydrate. Understood what I am saying? Therefore, it is very important. Like your home is built up with some bricks or block gull or something like that one. Now, like that one, carbohydrates are built up with monosaccharides. Right. What are the monosaccharides? In our day-to-day life, we are using monosaccharides are glucose, fructose, and galactose. Glucose, fructose, and galactose. Glucose, you can see in ripened fruits and bee honey. That you know that I am going to explain, not to explain everything. That is, you can read and everything, you can read and understand the thing, because there is no science, just the data is there. The end product of the hydrolysis of most of the our end product, because after the digestion, most of the carbohydrate are become as glucose. And plant produce glucose during the photosynthesis. You know that one. Plant produce glucose during the photosynthesis. And energy is released from the glucose. The respiratory process, energy is released from glucose. Grade 11 students already have studied that one. And fructose, it is also in ripened fruits. It is very sweet. And bee honey, pumpkin and carrots known as fruit sugar. It is another name for the fructose is fruit sugar. Normally, all the fruit contains this uh, fructose, and fructose formed during the ripening of uh, fruits, and this is the sweetest sugar compared with other one. Sweetest sugar compared with glucose, very sweet one is, that mango is very sweet. Why it is sweet? Because of fructose. Now, some mangoes are very sweet. You are like it very much. Why you are like it very much? Because of that. It is very sweet because the fructose is contained in the most of the fruits. Right. Galactose. What is galactose? Dairy product. All the milk powder is contain galactose. Uh, the end product of during the hydrolysis is lactose is no sweets, no sweet taste. Glucose sweet, fructose sweet, but galactose no sweet taste. You can observe normally in milk. You can observe milk powder and fresh milk and everything is contained. Galactose, one of the very important carbohydrate for our body. Therefore, the monosaccharide can be divided into three. What are those three? One is glucose, fructose and galactose. Right. Disaccharides. What is disaccharides? When two monosaccharides are joined, it form monosaccharide, disaccharides. Mono mean one, di mean two. When two monosaccharides are formed, it is forming disaccharide. During this process, a water molecule is releasing. For example, glucose plus glucose. What is the product? Sucrose. I'll write like this one. You know that, but chemical formula for the wait for a while. I'll share the screen. Right. C6H12O6 is glucose. Right? It's a monosaccharide. And also C6H12O6, another glucose. Then when these two join, what will be the form? C12H22O11. This is sucrose. This is sucrose plus water molecule. Always when these two are formed, a water molecule is releasing. Glucose plus glucose. You know that this is monosaccharide. This is monosaccharide glucose. It's another monosaccharide that is also glucose. When glucose plus glucose, it may be forms of maltose. May be formed maltose. So if it is fructose, it will be glucose, right? Then glucose plus glucose, it form disaccharide. Di mean this is a one monosaccharide. This is another monosaccharide. One plus one, two. Two mean there are two monosaccharides are formed to produce a uh, disaccharides. Okay. Right. Now we will discuss what is disaccharide. Disaccharides are formed from monosaccharides, and the monosaccharides can be obtained from hydrolyzing the disaccharides. As you are forming as they are forming of disaccharide with monosaccharide plus monosaccharide forming disaccharides, as well as you can produce monosaccharide from disaccharides. If you don't understand what I am explaining, please text me, then I can explain it again. Any of you don't understand what I'm explaining in, you can text it me, then I'll give the chance to the on your mic in a certain time. On that time you can ask any question and regarding this lesson, right? Okay. What are the monosaccharides? Glucose plus glucose. It form maltose. Glucose plus glucose is form maltose. Where is maltose? You can observe germinating seed. In germinating seed, there is glucose. There is, sorry, maltose. The maltose, we always remember glucose plus glucose, it forming maltose. Sucrose is very famous, you know that one. White and brown sugar. All your sugar is contained, but all your sugar contain uh, sucrose. That means white sugar or brown sugar, whatever the sugar, there is fructose is there. And also sugar cane and beet. In sugar cane, there is sucrose. Sucrose means fructose is a monosaccharide, glucose is a monosaccharide. Glucose plus glucose, it form the maltose. Glucose plus fructose, it form the sucrose. And last one is lactose. Lactose is also disaccharide. Union of galactose plus glucose. Galactose plus glucose is formed in most of the dairy product. There is lactose. Therefore, we can divide. We are studying. There are three types of disaccharide. Number one is what? Maltose. What is maltose? Maltose form from combination of two glucose molecules. Glucose plus glucose, it form maltose. Sucrose mean glucose plus fructose, it form from sucrose. Glucose from glucose plus fructose, it forms sucrose. Lactose, galactose plus glucose, it forms lactose. I would like to inform you that every Friday you have exam. Tomorrow also you have exam on unit 2 of grade 10. Okay. You are requested to write that exam. We are not discussing that paper, but if you have any problem on those questions, you can text us. So this number question is a problem. Then we can discuss that one, because you can ask it from your school teacher. And if you have problem, because the purpose of this lesson is not discuss on the paper, because if we discuss the paper, it will take us half an hour is enough. We can quickly finish the class, but main purpose is that we are doing a revision for you. We are doing the revision for you. Okay, that's the thing. Some students are how can get the links from the uh, for the exam. Definitely, for Tamil medium science group, I am posting the links. For the single medium science group, our science director, Mr. Indikavidis, will be post the link. And I know some one or three international students also there. I ask your school principal or your teacher to contact me, then I can send the link to you, then you can join. Okay. You have to take it from through your school, because this is a zonal education office program. It's better to take it from your school teacher. And also, if you don't get it, please, I'll give you my number, contact me. Okay. If you don't get the link, yeah. Now one student asks, please can you do the geometric optic lesson? Yeah, definitely. Yes, we are going. We are hope to do this program, that not only the geometric of all the grade 10 units and all the grade 11 units. Today unit 1, this next week unit 3, other week unit 3 and unit 4 and 5, like that one. Every month, end of the July, we have an exam. Unit 1 to 5. Unit 1 to 5 exam is there. You will all these things links will be get through a teachers group. Okay. Okay, I'll explain. Definitely, I'll explain that some students are asking, sir, explain me a geometrical optic. Definitely, we will help you. Don't worry. Right, right. Next one, that polysaccharides. What is polysaccharides? The polymerization of large number of monosaccharides are form a polysaccharide molecule. You don't know what is the meaning of polymerization. You don't know what is the meaning of polymerization. The polymerization It's a process. You don't study it now. Definitely you study it grade 11 part 2 book. There's a unit organic chemistry. On that time you will learn about what is polymerization. For example, C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6, like that one. Lot of monosaccharides are formed polysaccharides. As I mentioned earlier, 200 glucose molecules are formed, one starch molecule. The polymerization is a process. I don't need to explain it because both you don't study it now, and up to now you don't study it now. When you are studying the polymerization in grade 11, then you can understand what is the meaning of polymerization. Polymerization mean, you know that I will explain that one. When you are construct a building in your home, okay, construct a building in your home, what you are doing, you know that what are those persons are doing, one bricks and take another one, paste some cement, and like that one, joining, finally build up a wall. That is the polymerization. But for understanding of simple thing, that's the polymerization. Further detail you will study in grade 8. You don't need to worry about in this level, right? Also, like disaccharides can be produced as a monosaccharide, polymerization of polysaccharides, hydrolysis of polysaccharide can produce monosaccharides. There are not crystal, cellulose, you know that main part, main composition of the cell wall. Glycogen are some example for the uh, polysaccharide. Not alone those things, there are polysaccharide. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are three polysaccharides. Types of polysaccharide: cellulose, starch, and glycogen. The location is present cell wall of the plant cells, cellulose, starch, grains, yams, jackbread, whatever the things we are eating also starch, most of the food. And glycogen, animal liver and muscle, as I mentioned earlier. Right? There are some other factors. It is come from digestion. It is very important. Cellulose is very important for the digestion of our body and digestion of our food, and also that starch is the type of carbohydrate that used in plant and produced in plant, and glycogen is a carbohydrate that stored in plant and animal bodies. Sorry, the animal bodies. Okay. Significance of carbohydrate. What are the importance of carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are main energy source for us. Most of the grade 11 students already have studied that the respiration process. What is respiration? I had my breakfast, right? I had my breakfast this morning. I got milk rice, right, with an egg. Now what is happening in my stomach? It is a digestion process is happening. Digestion process is happening. End of the digestion process, the I had my milk rice this morning. It become as what? It's a carbohydrate. Milk rice is a carbohydrate. That carbohydrate is become as that polysaccharides become as maltose, or glucose, or fructose, or whatever. It become as monosaccharide. It become as monosaccharide. Now what is happening is that this glucose is absorbed by our body. You have studies Willis and everything in grade 11. Absorbed by body, or absorbed by our blood vessels. When it is absorbed by our blood vessels, you know that one. What is happening to us? What is happening to us? That absorbed glucose transfer all over our body by the blood. From the blood, it goes towards our cells. In our cells, there is organelles, you know that mitochondrium with enzymes. The inside the mitochondrium, this glucose is burning. This glucose is burning by oxygen, and it produce what? Energy and carbon dioxide and water. Therefore, the main, I don't need to explain this here, but for your understanding, I'm explaining you. The main energy source for, I mean that main energy source for the our body is carbohydrate and also storage compound. You know that we are having lot of foods, so grains and flour, and food storage is there, and structural compound in plant cell wall. I already explained you. Cellulose. Cellulose is a structure. It's just a polysaccharide. That means it's a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a structural compound in the plant cell wall, as constitute of nucleic acid. We will discuss later what is nucleic acid and everything. Okay. Next one, the test for the carbohydrate. You know that starch is a small. Uh, uh, for the test one, you have to take some amount of starch food and add that iodine solution. Then what will happen? I will explain you by a video. If you don't uh, remove the voice of that video, please explain me. I will off my video because it will be slow your internet connection. Uh, right? Therefore, then I play the video. Right? Then you watch that one, and if you don't understand anything regarding that one, you can ask. Eh?
An important constituent of our daily food are carbohydrates, which we consume in the form of starch. Starch is a high calorie food that converts to sugar during digestion. Starch is also produced by all green plants as an energy store. Today, we will conduct an experiment to test the presence of starch in potato, rice, sugar, and salt. For this, we will need iodine solution, which is yellow brown in color. An important constant sugar.
Right. Here, very important one is there that you should understand what is the color of iodine solution. It's a brownish color, yellow brownish color iodine solution. So sometime in your exam they are asking what is the color of iodine solution. There are some food. Here sodium chloride is there, some potato is there, some rice is there. Do you observe the color
And
change?
salt. For this, we will need iodine solution,
Look at the color.
which is yellow brown in color. Note the change in the color of iodine as it is put on the rice and potato. Both turn the iodine blue-black. Put some iodine on the sugar cubes. The color does not change. Salt too does not change its color. This proves that sugar and salt do not contain starch, while the starch in rice and potato reacts with iodine to form a blue-black compound. Now, the reaction is because the blue-black color is basically the formation of polyiodide chains from the reaction of starch and iodine.
Okay. Now we are going to. I think you all have understand the reaction of that. If you have starch. If you add iodine solution, there is a color change. The blue color or violet color change is there, right? The iodine solution color is changed. By that one, you can find the I mean that. Is it starch is present that test for the starch or not for the glucose. Glucose is a monosaccharide. Now we are going to discuss about uh, how to test for the glucose. That's been monosaccharide. Take some solution into the glucose into a test tube or whatever the things you have. Add a few drop of Benedict solution or filling solution. Originally, the Benedict solution is bluish color. The above solution immersed in water bath. You know that not directly. I'll show the video regarding that one. Water bath and can observe the color change below. First, it is blue green color. Blue color become as green color. In yellow color, orange color, and finally brick red precipitation is occur. You should know the color change. Blue green, yellow, orange and brick red precipitation is happening. Look at this video, then you can understand how to test for the glucose. Right. 1 minute. Right, it's not working. Wait for a while. Okay, this is not supporting. I'll show you directly through the YouTube that on that time we can discuss that one. Up to that one, up to download that video, we will discuss other things. Okay. The test for the glucose is important one. How it is happening? That is happening. Take a solution of glucose and add few drop of Benicat Benedict solution, blue in color. If you heat in the water bath means you are locked directly. No, you are not heating directly. Okay. Yeah, one student asked me the what is the name for the testing of starch. There is no specific name for that one. A test for the carbohydrate or starch you have to make. But for the protein test, there is a specific name, Biuret test. We will discuss later. Okay, there's no specific name for that one. We can say starch test or like that one. No specific test is there. For the test for the glucose, you can say test for the monosaccharides. Oh, test for the glucose. How are testing? Take a solution of periodic solution. It's blue is color, and add some glucose or something. Then you heat is not directly in water bath. Then what is the color change? The blue color become as green and green yellow. Then first is blue color. This is the order. First become as this blue. Original solution is blue. Sorry, original solution is blue. After that it become as green. After that green yellow. After that it become as orange big precipitated. Sometime if you have some friends or your relative, those who are testing UFR, urine full report in laboratories, you ask them how they are testing. These days there are some machines, they take some amount of your sugar, your urine, and what they are doing is that they are adding some Benedict solution and heat. If briquette precipitation is occur, they are confirmed that in that blood, that urine, there is what, there is glucose is present. Look at the UFR report, they are mentioning that one. Like that one, the easy things that very simple. I tell it again. Test for the glucose. It's come from, you have to take some amount of Benedict solution and add some drop of Benedict solution to the sample. It may be the glucose sample. Then heat it in the water bath. What is color change? Blue, green, green yellow, and orange brick precipitation is occur. If it is happen, you can confirm that glucose is present in there. Understood? Okay, we will go to the next one because this is not supporting now. The test for the sucrose, the same manner you have to do that test one. That mean you are but for test for the sucrose is little bit different. What is that? Take some amount of sucrose and add some acids. From that acid, what happening is that sucrose become as monosaccharides. You know the sucrose mean glucose plus fructose. No, if you sucrose solution obtain the test tube, alpha bendic solution is added in the test tube, and no color change. The few drops of dilute sulfuric acids. If you know that sucrose is monosaccharide, I'll explain like this one, right? C12 H22 all over. This is sucrose. No, if you add some H2SO4 or whatever the acids, this become as glucose plus fructose, monosaccharide become as monosaccharide. Then how it is become as monosaccharide? You are adding some amount of no. Some students ask that is this program conducted by Columbus on well, no, this is not conducted by Columbus on, this is conducted by Kalutara's Online Education Office. But Columbus on Tamil Median Director contact me to take benefit from that students. I also inform her. No problem that joining of Columbus students. Okay, this is conducted by Kalutara Educational Zone. Right. Okay. Now. I'll explain it again. That you are taking some amount of sucrose, adding some acid. When you add the sucrose and acid, sucrose become as a monosaccharide glucose. Again, you have to take monosaccharide test. What is the monosaccharide test? Take melodic solution, add the one heat in the add the sample and heat in the water bath. What is the color change? Blue, green, greenish yellow, and brick red precipitation. If it is happening, the brick red precipitation is occur. Okay. Right. Now that proteins, we will discuss about protein due to the time. That's a big major problem for us. Protein is an essential constituent of all living cells, but different from carbohydrate. You know, the carbohydrate contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, but protein contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. The nitrogen is the one element. Nitrogen is the one element for that one. The always that always nitrogen is present in the protein. Rarely, sometime sulfur can be also present in protein. Protein contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Rarely some sulfur. Sulfur may be also present in the protein. The main constituents of protein is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. What are the significance of protein? What are the importance of protein? As carbohydrate, it is also main energy source. And also, most of the body part, you know that our muscle and everything build up with proteins. Structural components. Proteins is important structural component to develop structural components of all our body, even our hairs. You know, hair contain the protein carotene. Our blood contain collagen, elastin, fibrinogen, like the lot of proteins are there. Most of our body parts and most of the organs are structural component is protein, very important protein, and also enzymes. Enzymes are biochemical reactors. Enzymes are biochemical reactor. You already have studied in catalysis. Enzymes are biochemical catalysis. Catalysis means it is increased our biochemical reaction, respiration, that uh, digest, digestion, like there are a lot of biochemical reaction in our body. The enzymes are influence that work influence in that one. Okay, all the enzymes are proteins. The enzymes are protein, right? Then enzymes are protein. Therefore, enzymes is very important. You already have studied in that in catalysis. The rate of reaction unit, citing unit 16 or like unit, like that one, you already have studied what is meaning of catalyze. And also hormones. Some hormones are protein. You already some of most of you have studied, grade 11 students already have studied what is hormones. You know that testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, and also you have studied in unit 2 of this grade 10 book, as well as in the system. In your grade 11 lesson, you have studied about what FSH, follicular stimulating hormone, and also adrenaline hormone, and lot of hormones are there. Not all the hormones are protein. Some hormones are protein, which involve the homeostatic and coordination of organization. Make the coordination process in our body. That is, hormones are very important. Antibodies. These days we are talking about antibodies. They produce the body to protect from the against microorganisms. You know, most of the people are they are vaccinating these days. What is the purpose of vaccinating? To boosting our body for against the coronavirus. Against the coronavirus, from the vaccine, it is boost our body. But if you have sufficient amount of protein in your day to day digestion process, uh, day to day diets, definitely you have get automated immune system. It is very important for us. Rather than vaccine is good. You must follow the vaccination process. It is very important. But if you daily there is a protein, there are plant proteins. Those who are not eating the animal protein, they can use plant proteins. There are a lot of plant proteins, dal and everything. You have a lot of, I don't need to explain those things. You know that one because you are studying in health science, and one grade 4 to up to 11 you have studied what are the proteinated plants are there, right? The lot of leguminous plant, it have get the beans and everything. Protein is there. Then you can take plant protein. Hmm. And animal protein. This protein is very important for our immune system because it produces antibodies against a microorganism. Even to the protect from the coronavirus, what is the best thing? The best thing is you have to take sufficient amount of proteins. It should be in your right. What is test for the protein? The Biuret test. Biuret test is you take some amount of sample and add sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate. The solution become as purplish color. Solution become as purplish color. It's sodium hydroxide is a colorless solution. Copper sulfate little bit blue like solution. When you add into the protein, if it is become as the purplish color, then you can confirm that protein is the, you can confirm that protein is there in that compound, in that food sample. So what is the test for the protein? That is very simple. Unlike not carbohydrate, it is very simple. Add sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate, the blue color solution become as purplish color. Okay, it is also not playing. Right. I'll see both by after end of the program by direct YouTube channel. The enzymes. What is enzymes? As I mentioned, enzymes are biochemical catalysis. Enzymes are biochemical catalysis, which is specialized protein. Specialized protein that produced within the organism. It is produced in our body. It is increase the rate of biochemical reaction is known as enzyme. What is enzyme? Enzyme is a special type of protein. Number one. What is the function of that one? It is increase the biochemical reaction in our body. Not only in our body but also other organisms. And also it increase the rate of reaction. It's known as enzymes. Enzymes are protein. Enzymes are that increase the biochemical rate of reaction. But other things you will study it into that in a set of reaction lesson. End of the product, end of the reaction, enzyme came back same as well as before. Okay, understood what I'm saying? It become as same as well as before. It is continuous. Small amount of enzyme is enough for the any things. We will be. I'll explain you this one. This is very important experiment in your book. Always asking for your exams also. Put 2 ml of starch solution in the test tube. You take some amount of starch solution in the test tube. Add 2 ml of amylase. Amylase produced in your in your mouth by salivary glands. Or you can take it from germinating seeds. And mix well. What you are taking? So you are taking some amount of what? You are taking some amount of starch solution. Then can you remember you studied in system in your grade 11 when you having some amount of rice in your body. If you keep it for the long time in your mouth, what will happen? It become as sweet because that carbohydrate or the starch convert as what? Starch convert as monosaccharide, disaccharide, maltose. Amylase, if you add amylase, what happen? You know that if there is if there is what is the function of the amylase? Is an enzyme is convert starch to maltose. Now in this one you are adding what? You are adding, you are adding amylase. Amylase converts all the starch to maltose. Before the adding the amylase, if you add iodine solution, you can you can observe a color change, because for the iodine solution, that is yellow brownish color, it become as green, blue color or violet color, right? Now color change can be observed, but after the adding amylase enzymes, all the starch convert as a maltose. Maltose is disaccharide. Disaccharide not response for the iodine solution. After the 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, you observe the color change. The gradually the color change is decreasing. Why color change is decreasing? All the carbohydrate are converted as maltose. Little by it is changing as a maltose. End of the after the 20 minutes, if you add the iodine solution, no color change, because all the starch is converted as what? Maltose, disaccharides. That is a process. Understood what I am saying? If you don't understand, please text me, then I'll tell you. Okay, I'll explain it again. Take some amount of starch in a test tube, test for the iodine solution. The color changes can be observed. I think the starch test. After that, take a same amount of starch into the test tube and add the amylase enzymes. Amylase, main function of the amylase enzyme is what? It convert starch to maltose. It converts starch to maltose. Then what is happening is that starch to maltose, that is convert as this, all the starch is convert as what? Maltose. For the maltose, no response for the iodine solution. That's why after the few minutes, that means after the 20 minutes, you can observe the color change. From that one, we can conclude amylase change the starch to the disaccharides. And lipids, you know, though, you know very well that lipids, it is also continuous of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, no nitrogen, no sulfur is there. It is fatty acid and glycerol react with from the lipids. The fatty acids mean produce and glycerol and water. The, you know that lipids very important, you know that Tamil we call it as kolupu, in single we call it meda, right? That one, most of our body have large amount of lipids. Lipid is also very important energy source for us. Significance of lipids. It's an energy source for us. Mainly, it is a structure. It is for most of the structural for our body, especially cell wall, cell membrane. Your cell membrane is structured by lipolipids. Okay, and phospholipids. I am sorry, it is constructed with phospholipids, and also it is important for the conservation of water and the maintain the body temperature. You will studies later in units, and the protect internal body organ from the it is deposit over the layer and protect internal body organs. And there's a it is important, some lipids are important components of hormones, as I mentioned earlier. But there are some problem. What is that problem? There are some problem regarding the lips. Excess amount of lipids, so fat, it's not good for our body. That's why we are asking you, avoid the eating much amount of meat and pork and other things. The chicken is no problem, fish is no problem. But these days there are some problems regarding the fish because of that Pearl Express, but that ship disaster. But it's still not confirmed by the government not to eat the fish. But there are some discussion about that one. Our marine environment is polluted like that one. But fish is a good food. Fish and chicken, no problem. But you should maximum avoid pork and mutton and beef. Those have large amount of lipids, because large amount of lipids or cholesterol maybe cause heart disease and some other disease to you. You know that cholesterol level, and you are studying in unit 6 of grade 11 about that one. I don't not discuss it here. Test for the lipids, it is very simple. Sudan 3 test. If you some amount of coconut oil is in there and added some amount of Sudan 3, there are red fat globules, like round like that one. The globules are okay. But in school, nowadays government is not supplying Sudan 3, because Sudan 3 is carcinogenic. What is carcinogenic? Carcinogenic mean it may be cause cancer, because the safety of our teachers and everybody. Then for the school laboratory, that it is for the particularly all our laboratories are male laboratory to using. Sudan tree is not supported. Some says that Sudan tree and iodine. Iodine is also carcinogenic. Some says that Sudan tree is a carcinogenic. Why? That's why we also instruct the teachers when they are doing the experiment and everything. Be careful. Why we are asking you? Because we have to wear the gloves and everything. Be careful. In any experiment we are doing the safety glass and everything. No. Then what is the test for this lipids is at some coconut oil. At some Sudan tree, the color change, the change is red flat globes is present. You can confirm that fat is the last part of this lesson, nucleic acids. What is nucleic acid? These days we are discussing about lot of things. No, your schools closed. Why schools closed? Because of we are suffering with abnormal RNA variation. What is RNA variation? I'm not talking about DNA variation. What is RNA variation? Coronavirus is a RNA virus. You know that always our newspaper they are say new Prabhed, new variant is come from different day. How it is happening? How it is changing? Today we are discussing about nucleic acid. In detail, we are discussing about nucleic acid, right? Right. And it is very important that nucleic acid is the most important molecule in our body. We have DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid, deoxyribose nucleic acid, and also we have RNA, ribonucleic acid. Main constituents of nucleic acid is that what. Yeah, one student asked me what's the difference between the DNA and RNA. I'll explain later. Please wait for a while. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus are the main elements. You know that carbohydrate, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Protein, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sometimes sulfur. Lipids, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Nucleic acid, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus is there. Right? Without a nucleic acid is very important for us, right? Then what is nucleic acid? There are two types. One is DNA and RNA. DNA is a double helix structure. Yeah, DNA is a double helix structure. RNA is a single helix structure, right? You know that coronavirus is a RNA. Someone asked, right? Okay, I'll give my number. Please, the admin should how to get link and everything. Please take down my number. Note 7739876 and 36. I am Mohammed sir. Sorry. Yeah, Mohammed sir, from Zone Education Office, Kalutare. No 773987636. Don't call me please because if I going because we are doing Tamil medium classes also, then single medium and everything. Then if everybody start to call, it is very disturbing for us. Just WhatsApp us. What do you want to know? WhatsApp us, then I will help you. If you don't receive the link, you WhatsApp me. Sometimes your teacher maybe forget that one, like that one. On that occasion, you WhatsApp us. Not today. We are. If you don't receive the link and everything, you can WhatsApp us. We will send you. Uh, when you WhatsApp the message, you have to definitely tell your identity. Okay, who are you? Where are you from? Which is school, like that one. Right. There are two types of DNA. One is sorry, two types of nucleic acid. One is DNA, other one is RNA. DNA and RNA, right? What is DNA? DNA is a double helix structure. It is like earlier one that where was a diagram. It is double helix structure which was invented by Watson and Crick in 1953. They were awarded Nobel Prize. DNA is the main function of the DNA is store the genetical material, characters and convey the genetical matter one generation to another generation. Okay, that RNA is different. RNA is little bit different. It's a single structure. The virus there. I have earlier talked about virus. No, there are two types of virus: RNA virus and DNA virus. The coronavirus and HIV virus, those are RNA virus. Coronavirus is RNA virus. That's why it is variant is always for the changing of DNA is happening rarely, but RNA can change it molecular genome. It can change the genome by, you know that there are 8 billion people in the world. The 8 billion people in the world, 8 billion people are not DNA is not same. All 8 billion DNAs are there. It is completely different from one another. Even your father and mother and you, DNA is different. Your DNA stored your genetical materials and genetical things. Uh, uh, your characteristics. You are from, you are, who are you, what are your characters, what are the diseases will become you to you. Most of the your informations are stored in DNA. Most of informations are stored in DNA. DNA is very, very important one. Okay, right. So what are the importance of DNA? The import storage genetical information of organism. It is happening by DNA. What are the important nucleic acid? Stored the genetic information of organism. We all have genetic information. We are who? Then our father, mother, and grandfather, everything have genetic information. All are stored in our DNA. From the DNA test, definitely we have identified. You know that before 6 months, the one boy who is missing in tsunami was discovered after 16 years. So 16 years. Then two mothers claiming this is my son. It's Ampara district. One is from one is from, I think, Ampara town area. One is from Saintamaru. Then both are claiming that two mothers are claiming this is my son. The son says son is missing and he lived in some area in Candio where. Then they claim what court issues an order. The police can't decide. How police can decide he is from this mother or this mother? But they have issued an order from the court. Test DNA test. They carried out a DNA test. Finally, if they hand over to the original mother. From the DNA test, we can identify a lot of things. And it is transferring the genetical information from generation to generation. Generation to generation. One information for them, one generation to the another generation. You maybe have some characters your father, you maybe have some characters your mother, sometime you maybe have some characters you with you, not having your father but having with your grandfather, having with your grandfather. That is happening from your DNA. Your DNA transfer the genetic. I'll give you some example. In Egypt there was an incident. uh, 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 a lady get pregnant. This was an actual story. Pregnant in Alexandria. Alexandria, the Egyptians are very European like people that in Alexandrian Egyptians. Then her husband went to the abroad while she's pregnant, abroad. Later, uh, he got a child, but very abnormally that child was, it's like very black like an African. She's got fully upset because some Africans are working in this area. My husband maybe suspect me and this is not his child, like that one he got, and he killed that child. He killed that child. Later, he sent a message while the birth, the child was died. Then later husband came to the Egypt again in Alexandria. She again got pregnancy. While his husband in the country, she delivered a baby. It is same, but her husband is very happy, very happy. Then she asked, "Why you are happy in this way?" Because my grandfather's grandfather, you know that grandfather's grandfather is a Sudani Negroid, is African. God gave that generation again to the people. You see that genetical matter come from generation to one generation. Because of she don't know the DNA and she don't know the genetical material, unfortunately he killed his own child. This was I read in a newspaper. Okay, and also the third one, the protein synthesis process, the DNA is important. All the cellular activity, you know, what is the function of central bank? What is the function of central bank of a country? Central bank of the country is controlling the other banks. You are studying the BST, you know that one. Controlling the other banks is the main function of the central bank of a country. Like that one, in our cell there is nucleus. Our nucleus is what is doing is that control the other activities of our uh, cell, other organelles of our cells. And the information control the cellular activities. RNA is important for the genetic information. Some viruses, corona, look at this coronavirus. Coronavirus changing is prabhed, that means it is variant. Day by this changing, no. Then our government is talking about Delta variant. These days Delta variant, it is which was largely affect the why, that's why still we are unable to open the school, because our health sector not given permission for the open the school, because Delta variant is extremely dangerous. While we are discussing if the Delta variant, Indian government published the variant of concern, Delta plus variant. You see, Delta plus more danger than Delta plus. We are suffering with a very big problem. Don't worry, this is a challenge for you. You are not studying in your grade 10 and grade 11. Take this as a challenge. You can get the good results. Hard work. Don't give up everything. If you don't have opportunities and everything, you try yourself. If you try, you can pass your all exam. You are facing big challenge. I know that most of you are not completed your grade 10 syllabus. Uh, and also not complete your grade 11, because most schools were closed, particularly in our students at Western Province. Kalutara, Gampa and Colombo students, they are suffering with lot of problem. English medium, maybe I am also going to do the program for the Guru Gedare. You mean that at Tamil medium. And but there is no lesson for the English medium student, because the government is considered that English medium students are very talented. They can capture yourself. That's true, but we need your support. Okay, and the variation is occur in DNA. Its mutation import for the evolution. You have studied in the evolution in grade 9. Evolution processes take for the millions of years, but as I mentioned earlier, in that variation in the DNA is occur very slowly. If DNA is changing, if DNA is changing, it may be produce a new species. You know that we are Homo sapiens, sapiens, sapiens. But we had several. Even in Sri Lanka, there are Homo balangodensis, Homo nictambuensis. You know that in Pahiyangala there was some human like that one. 35,000 years ago, there were some human live in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a very ancient country. And Homo neanderthalensis, Homo erectus. Why we are Homo sapiens? We are different. We are new species. We are new species. Because of that, one student asked me, sir, what is mean by delta? Okay, these days there are a lot of joking, no? Delta is a toffee and like that one. No, actually, I don't take much time to explain the medical side. It's a variant. Variant means there are a lot of variants are there. WHO, and when the government identify the new variant of viruses, it will give the name. What is the difference between this? Normally, dengue virus is a very dangerous virus, a above virus. But above virus, we don't take about variant. Like if it is not transmitted from human to human, the mosquito is need for the as a carrier for the dengue virus. But the problem of coronavirus is coronavirus transfer from human to human directly, for our respiration, for our contacts. It is happening from human to human directly. When it is come to our body, you know that my protein is different from your protein. My body is resist. If some coronavirus is you know that it is like a military field. If coronavirus is entered to our body, my body is resisting. It is fighting with us. Finally, maybe some I may be win or I may be lost. Then if sometime if I win, the coronavirus is removed from my body with a new ability, because it resists my. But when it is go to the another person, those who are weak, they may be. Somebody asked, tell me my number again. Okay, I'll give the number. Not 773 98 7636. Okay, take down please. If you need, take down please, and text me if you have any problem regarding this one. Maximum we will support you. And also you have an exam end of the July, 1 to 5 unit. We will post to a teachers group by our all education science branch. And you do that exam also every Friday. Tomorrow you will get the unit 2 exam. Next week we are discussing the unit 2. I will discuss next two, but later next year, Mr. Sudharan will be, no, next week, Mr. Sudharan will discuss that paper, and we are changing our resource person day by day. And you ask that person also any doubts about your lessons, okay? And take the, I think that's enough, right? Now, right. Actually, that is the thing I am going to explaining you. There are some other thing in yours. What are the new? What is vitamins and what are the minerals and everything? You can study those things. Now I am give the permission to the unmute your mic. If you have any doubt, now you can ask. Your mic is then unmute. You can unmute yourself. If you need some doubts regarding this lesson or some other things, you can ask. If you don't have, we can wind up the class. And if you have doubts, I am explaining almost the lesson, but I missed some area. I think if you need, I will explain it again. I will explain that one also. But what are the vitamin from that deficiency? What are the vitamin? It is called. What are the minerals? And that's all. I'm avoiding those things. Other things are I maximum explained you. No need to text now. You can talk. Sama says no doubt. It is very happy to hear. Then
So if we ask what is the difference between RNA and DNA, can we like write RNA is single helix and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
DNA is double helix?
Yeah, yes, definitely. You
Okay.
are correct. RNA is a simple helix one and DNA is double helix one. Right. Uh, test. Wait for a while, please. I'll give 1 minute. Some other one is asking from the chat. Okay. Right. Samas is fully clear and right. Now I am asking you that I'm trying to give you sugar, but I don't know. Internet is a little bit slow. I'll try. Okay. Okay. Because one practical is missing. So I am seeing that one to the direct YouTube.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to say that
Can you listen the sound?
Amelia is a science technician at Sanctum Wood School in
Yes,
Cambridge.
sir, we can hear.
We're doing some experiments together. If you want to follow Amelia on Instagram, her handle is amelia.science and she does some really cool experiments, so you should go check her out. But I'm super excited because we're bringing science with H carry out a test for glucose. It's a quite straightforward test. Firstly, you need to specify that you
Look at the
Benedict's reagent, which is this
what is
beautiful
water bath
blue
mean?
colour.
That is Benedict
What you are going to
solution.
do is place a mixture of the Benedict's
I will mute
reagent and
they are
the
one. Then I
substance.
can explain. You take they are taking some amount of glucose solution for that one. Okay, and look at the color. It's a blue color, and add some Benedict solution. No, it is water bath. Water bath means they are not heating directly. Uh, this is Bunsen burner. You should know the names of this one tripod stand, and this is wire goes and everything. Look at the color change. Finally, big trade precipitation is occur. Actually, that color change come from blue, green, greenish yellow. Finally, big trade precipitation is occur. Look at that one.
Reagent has turned a lovely brick red colour. So in terms of your exam wording, how do we test for glucose? Well, we add the food sample being tested to Benedict's reagent, you heat it in a water bath, and then a positive result is indicated by a brick red colour. If the Benedicts had remained blue, we have a negative result, so no glucose is present.
Okay. And you need to know about that Biorad test also. Give me 1 minute, please. I'll take it from the Biorad test. Test for protein. Wait for a while, please.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to say that I'm with Amelia. And Amelia is a science technician at Sanctum with School on Instagram. Her handle is amelia.science, and I'm super excited because in this video,
Look at
Amelia
here
and I are going to show you
what
how
they
to
are doing.
test
They
for
test for the
protein.
protein.
It's a
Okay?
nice straightforward test. You simply need to use bioarray reagents.
Add some biodot
Here's your
reagent.
sample.
Biodot
This
reagent mean sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate. Okay?
does contain protein.
Look at the color change.
Shake the two together.
The purplish color is okay. Purplish
And
color
here
is
we can
okay.
see the positive
If
result
purplish
formula,
color
which
is
is that the
okay,
solution has
we
turned
can make a
purple or red.
conclusion that
So to reiterate, simply add your sample to bioarray reagents
protein is there,
and protein
right?
gives
That is a true practical. I missed you. Then I show you those things. And if you don't have any questions, we can listen. We can finish our lesson. Hmm? Okay.
Okay, sir, no doubts.
Okay. Then thank you so much joining this class, and we welcome you again. Join next week, and maximum we will support you. Then I'll wind up the class and. Assalamu alaikum, Aibo, and